Hi guys. So it's on today's episode of Off Season. You know I love lanterns. I often buy them and use them for different purposes, and today is no different. I found some and they were on a great sale, and I bought 4 of them because they would go well with my plans for my drunken kebab and my charcuterie table scape that I'm doing today. So first, with the lanterns, I decided to buy some dried fruit and fill the lanterns with the fruit, and then put in a candle that I found, a little nice little cute orange candle that I found, and the process went so well, and I love the look of it. So here is the video for that if you want to just check that out. It's really simple. You just drop the dried fruit inside the lantern, and then we're going to top it with the candle. Keep in mind that I'm using decorative dried fruit, and the candles are going inside of a cup. They're not touching the dried fruit. So just the idea that you don't want to use these on your food. You don't want it to touch anything food wise. These are decorative items. So that's the end result. They look cute. So today we're also going to be focusing on some charcuterie boards, and for those that need help pronouncing that,
Charcuterie. Charcuterie.
we'll do it a little slower.
Charcuterie. Charcuterie.
So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. And of course, it starts out with your boards that you plan to use, and you can choose whatever boards you like to make your table look good. Before we begin on that, I wanted to go ahead and prepare my fruit. So the night before, I prepared my fruit. So I had the watermelon and cantaloupe honeydew melon inside of vodka with mint. That's mint. And then I just stirred it all around. I had already put my pineapple in a separate bowl, and we put rum in that. We smothered it with rum, and then you overnight it. You cover it and you overnight it. So my idea was to put the kebabs inside of some glass jar vases that I had, but we have to drain it the next morning. Get the juice out. Don't throw the juice away, because the juice can be used in a future cocktail. Again, we're using cantaloupe, watermelon, and honeydew melon. You chop that up, put it in a bowl, top it with some broken up mint, and then you just cover it with plain vodka and swish it around and let it sit overnight. And then in the morning, or whenever you get ready to use them, you drain the juice into a separate container that you can use later, and then you kebab it up. And you can do this any type of way you like. I always like putting a cantaloupe or a honeydew melon on the bottom because it's more firm. So I would like to have a firm foundation, but you can line it up however you choose to. So next we're going to drain the juices off of the pineapple. And again, what we did the night before, we put the pineapple with its juices inside of a bowl, poured plain rum on top of the pineapple, and then the next morning we drained it. Now here is the mixture you're going to dip your pineapple in. The cherries are not soaked in alcohol, by the way. But you have your cream of coconut, you have a half a cup of cream of heavy cream, and you have a fourth a cup of powdered sugar. And you can mix that to whatever thickness you want. If you mix it enough, it's going to develop peaks, sort of become like whipped cream, and that's fine. So you can do that if you like and dip it in that. But then when you get it all said and done, you dip it in the mixture, the coconut mixture. It's not milk, it's cream of coconut. Keep that in mind, cream of coconut. And generally you can roll this in toasted coconut, but since the pineapples and the coconut, cream of coconut already make it sweet, I chose to do rolled oats, and that's what I dipped mine in. But you feel free to do it in the coconut if that's what you choose to do. And then the cherry goes at the bottom. And don't throw away your coconut cream mixture, because you can freeze that and again make another cocktail in the future. Now the last kebab that I decided to do was the strawberries and peaches. And you do this one last or the day of, because it only needs to sit about 2, maybe 3 hours, because the strawberries, the longer they sit in the alcohol, they'll become mushy. So you don't want mushy strawberries. So let it sit maybe 2 hours, and then pour the whatever champagne you decide to use, pour it over it and let it sit for 2 hours. Then of course, when it's time to take it out, go ahead and drain it. Drain the champagne off of it. Keep it, of course, for a future drink. Actually, this already is a drink, because remember, we didn't drain the peaches. So the peach juice mixed with the champagne becomes a peach Bellini. So there you go. Cocktail already made, ready to use. Now it's time to start kebabbing your strawberries and peaches. And you can do this any way that you like for the color purposes. I like to put the strawberry on the bottom because that makes it firm and a good foundation at the bottom, so your peach won't go sliding down the stick. But I wouldn't put too many strawberries. I would kind of balance it out. 2 strawberries, 2 peaches, or you could get away with 2 strawberries and 3 or 4 peaches. Now we're going to start putting our boards together. I like to start with the crackers. If I'm going to use crackers, I always start putting the crackers, then I add the sauces, because I always try to put sauces inside of the containers. Some people just put it directly on the board, and that's fine as well. Then I come in and I put in my sweet dried ingredients. So if I'm going to have chocolate, which those are caramels, they look like cheese squares, so I left them in the plastic, but they are caramels. And then I add the candies and so forth. Then I come in and I try to add the cheeses and some of my wet ingredients. If you're not hipped on pickled okra, you're missing out. You need to at least try it. And then you use whatever other kind of vegetables you want. Before I do anything else to my boards, I always go ahead and take my wine out if I'm serving wine at this time, because if I'm going to put it inside of another container, I go ahead and pour it. And if not, I go ahead and just pop the top and let it breathe. So in this instance, I'm serving red and white. And you can basically choose whichever one you like to serve, but I like to do at least 2 options. Look at those boards. And you just kind of mix it up the way you want to mix it up with whatever you desire, or if you know your guests like certain things, put that on there. And those are not string beans, those are asparagus spears that's been sauteed. So those peach bellinis, peach juice with champagne was delicious. There's just an overhead of what the table looks like. And as you can see, I lit the candle that's inside of the lantern. And I think it turned out well. So the charcuterie tray boards are done. And I have those little small plates because you're not, when you think of serving like this, it's more like a pick up and go or eat or something like that. So we're not literally sitting down with a big plate of food in our hands. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how your kebabs turned out. And as for me and my friends, I say thank you for watching, and we're gonna continue to provide more and more of this kind of entertainment. Have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe.